Okay, so picture this, right? AI agents are like digital butlers, just effortlessly browsing the web, booking trips, snagging that, limited edition, whatever it is you've been wanting. The future, right? Except,
There's always a catch.
always a catch, there is, how do we give these AI agents all the skills they need
Yeah.
to actually do all that stuff? I mean, imagine trying to write out instructions for every single thing
Yeah.
they might encounter online.
That's a huge challenge. Just the scale of it is mind-boggling to try and pre-program everything.
Totally. So that is exactly what we're diving into today. It's a research paper about a system called Proposer-Agent-Evaluator, PAE for short.
Catchy.
Yeah, and this might just be the key to truly autonomous AI agent.
That's the hope, right? To get these things to learn on their own.
And the team behind this is from UC Berkeley, UIUC, and Amazon.
So it's serious stuff. Those are some heavy hitters in the AI world.
Big time. And their findings suggest that PAE is, get this, it's surprisingly good at this whole self-learning thing, even beating out some of those huge AI models we hear about all the time.
Yeah, the results are really impressive. But before we get too deep into that, maybe we should unpack a little bit how PAE actually works.
Yeah, break it down for us.
All right, so picture PAE like a team, right?
Okay.
3 members. You got the proposer, the agent, and the evaluator, each one with its own specific role.
Okay. Love a good specialized team. Tell me more about these roles.
All right, so the proposer, pretty straightforward. It comes up with tasks for the agent to tackle.
Makes sense.
But here's the kicker. It uses context. Like, if the agent is on Amazon, the proposer might suggest, add this to your cart.
Yeah.
But if it's on Wikipedia, it might be summarize this topic.
So it's aware of what's going on around it.
Exactly. It's like a guide
Yeah.
suggesting relevant actions based on the environment.
I like it. Okay, so what about the agent?
This is the worker bee. The agent tries to actually DO those tasks in a simulated web environment, clicking, typing, scrolling, just like a human. But here's where it gets really interesting. The agent actually thinks out loud before acting. It'll articulate its reasoning process.
Whoa, a thinking AI.
Right. And this helps it generalize better, learn from its mistakes.
Fascinating. Okay, so who's deciding if the agent is doing a good job?
That's where the evaluator comes in, the quality control, right?
Gotcha.
It judges the agent's success based on the final outcome, not the individual steps. It looks at screenshots to see, did the agent actually achieve the goal?
So it's not about how you get there, it's about the results.
Huh.
Interesting. But does each part of PAE, all 3, do they need to be super sophisticated? Equally?
That's a great question. And it leads to one of the most fascinating things about PAE, what researchers call asymmetric capabilities.
Asymmetric capabilities. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Turns out AIs are really good at judging outcomes, even if they're not so great at actually doing the tasks themselves. Think about it. We humans can tell if a meal is good, even if we're not master chefs.
True. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
So PAE actually exploits this asymmetry. It lets a simpler AI be the evaluator, giving feedback to a potentially much more complex agent.
So it's not about just raw power. It's about using the right tool for the right job.
Exactly. You don't need a junior chef to be able to cook a Michelin star dish to judge whether it's good or not. And this makes PAE really efficient.
Mind-blowing. So this unconventional approach, does it actually lead to good results in the real world?
That's what's so exciting. The research shows that even with this seemingly simple setup, PAE makes AI agents way better at what they do.
Okay, I am hooked. Tell me about these results. How good is it?
Well, they found that PAE, it significantly boosted performance even on websites these AI agents had never seen before.
So they could adapt, learn new skills on the fly.
Yeah. It's imagine being dropped in a foreign country.
Oh, yeah.
And just figuring out how to, order food or ask for directions without knowing the language beforehand.
That's amazing. So in AI terms, this is what they call, what was it?
Zero-shot generalization.
Right.
Basically means the AI can apply its knowledge to brand new situations without needing specific training for that exact scenario. And PAE is showing real promise on that front.
Wow. That opens up so many possibilities. AI agents that can handle any website, no matter how complex or weird the layout is.
Right. They could actually become our partners in the online world.
Exactly. So to really test this, the researchers, they put PAE up against other AI agents using these benchmarks called Web Voyager and Web Arena.
Yeah, those are obstacle courses for web browsing AIs.
Web Voyager, Web Arena. Gotta check those out later. So how did PAE do?
Crushed it. outperformed other open source agents on those benchmarks. But get this, it even beat out a much larger model, one that was like specifically fine-tuned with tons of human data.
So not only is it effective, it's efficient too. Exactly. It's like David beating Goliath in the AI world. Shows you the power of self-learning, how with the right framework, you don't necessarily need massive data sets or tons of computing power to get amazing results.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've established that PAE is a pretty big deal. But no system is perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
What sorts of errors do they see? Like, how does PAE handle those challenges?
So they kind of broke down the errors into a few types. You've got your low-level skill errors, like clicking the wrong button or misunderstanding a simple instruction. You know, those little human-like slip-ups.
I could definitely relate to those.
Then you've got your higher-level planning errors. That's where the AI struggles to come up with a strategy to solve a more complex task.
Right, makes sense. Any other types of errors they ran into?
Yeah, this one's pretty interesting. They saw cases of what they call visual hallucinations.
Visual hallucinations. Okay, now that sounds spooky. What does that even mean for an AI?
It means the AI is basically perceiving things on the webpage that aren't really there, like misinterpreting an image or thinking there's text when there isn't any.
So even with all this progress, AI perception still has its quirks. How does PAE deal with these hallucinations?
Well, the outcome-based evaluation is key here. Remember, the evaluator is only looking at the final result. So if the agent says it did something, but the screenshot shows it didn't, that's flagged as an error.
So it's like the evaluator's reality check.
Exactly. That feedback helps the agent learn to distinguish between what's real on the page and what it just made up in its head.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, I want to hear some specific examples. Like, did the researchers highlight any scenarios where PAE really shines?
Oh, definitely. There's one where the agent is trying to find information. It can't find a direct link, so what does it do? It starts using Google search.
Whoa, like it figured that out on its own.
Yeah, it's like it had an aha moment, realizing there's another way to get to the goal. It's that problem-solving ability that's so impressive.
Totally. Not just following a script, but actually thinking. What else?
Another example is dealing with multiple search bars on a page. You know, sometimes you have different ones for different things.
Oh yeah, I've run into that.
Well, for an AI, figuring out which one to use is tricky. It needs to understand the context, the purpose of each search bar.
So it's demonstrating real comprehension.
Right. And that's something PAE is really good at fostering.
This is amazing. It's not just about teaching specific tasks. It's about giving AI the ability to learn, adapt, problem solve in this crazy online world, like a whole new way of thinking about AI development.
Yeah, it really changes the game. And if we zoom out a bit, think about the potential of PAE. I mean, imagine AI that can master any skill just by interacting with the digital world.
It's mind-blowing, like doing your taxes, learning a new language, complex research, all handled by AI agents.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless.
It's almost too good to be true. Let's be real, though. No technology is perfect, right? What are some of the challenges the researchers are facing? What's next for PAE?
Well, one thing to remember is these open source AI models, as amazing as they are, they're still not quite at the level of some of those proprietary systems out there. You know, the ones being developed by big companies.
Right, there's still that gap to close.
Yeah. And another area for improvement is context. Right now, PAE mostly uses website names or user demonstrations to give context. But imagine if these agents could actually learn from our browsing habits, our preferences.
Like truly personalized learning.
Exactly. Your AI agent could be like, hey, I noticed you always check the stock market first thing in the morning. Want to see your portfolio?
Whoa, that's next level. It's both exciting and a little scary to think about the future of AI.
Yeah.
I mean, if PAE is doing this well now, what will it be capable of in a few years? It makes you wonder, what skills would you want an AI agent to learn for you?
It's a great question. The speed of AI research is just incredible, and PAE is just one example. As these models keep evolving and learning, the line between science fiction and reality is going to get blurrier and blurrier.
It's a future full of possibility, that's for sure. And PAE is giving us a peek into how we might navigate that new world.
Absolutely. It shows us the power of self-learning and how AI can become truly autonomous. It's a pretty amazing time to be witnessing all this.
It really is. Well, on that note of excitement and anticipation, we'll leave you to think about the future of AI and what skills you would want your own digital assistant to have. This has been The Deep Dive, your shortcut to staying informed and ahead of the curve.
Thanks for joining us. And until next time, Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those what-if questions coming. That's what drives innovation.